All right, welcome back. Oh my goodness. I don't know who else experienced this major update that was recently done, but I have to get used to everything all over again. This update, it changed some of my apps, which I didn't even think was possible. Several of my apps are completely different. Like, they have completely a different format to them. Let me see if I can show y'all something. This is pretty crazy. I don't know how many of you live stream or if you use OBS. I use OBS Studios. And right now, OBS Studios is completely different. It's the craziest thing. Okay, I'll share here we go. I got a screenshot of it just now. Right, good morning to everybody. It's still morning time here. 10:18 a.m. my time. Hope y'all can hear me good. You should be able to see what I see. That is a news report titled Ottawa Parents Horrified After Dog Attacks Small Child. Now, I was meaning to talk about this case a couple days ago. I decided not to even talk about it because they had not even shared the boy's name. I'm like, look, man, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to keep doing this. Y'all disrespectfully don't get the name. Sometimes the family wants the name concealed. Other times, these journalists, they do not make an attempt, in my opinion, to even get the name. So this happened a few days ago. I think the boy was 12. Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Tyson Proulx. Is it Proulx? I assume the X is silent. Tyson, and his last name is spelled Proulx, as in X-ray. So I think it's pronounced Prowl. But this is a 12-year-old boy. The dog has been killed, has been put down, which is so stupid for you to only put down that dog. Look at how many dogs get put down on a daily basis for aggression. After a certain point, you have to wake up and be like, look, we need to just get rid of all of them. Anything less than that is sanctioned sacrifice. Let's be real about this. When you know for a fact that these attacks are going to continue, no matter what type of advice you put out there, no matter how many free suggestions that are put out here by behaviorists, put out here by veterinarians, dog trainers, and you have more free advice today than you've ever had, ever. And it's been this way since around 2000, I would say 2005. Really, in all the 2000s, we've been in the digital computerized era. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, man. So this boy, there's not that many details. It says the officers here, let's listen to this report here, which is kind of short, but it's longer than usual. 2 minutes, 21 seconds.
To a horrifying story in the West End now. Accusations of a dog attack against another dog, and a few months later, a child.
One neighbor who lost a pet is raising questions about city bylaws response. Here's CTV's Dave Charbonneau.
This is routine for a dog to attack someone, and people later find out that that same dog showed aggression in the past. This is exactly why Animal Control tried to put forth a bill that will allow them to label a dog as dangerous simply by observing its behavior. And that's all you really need. And if you just observe their behavior, you may as well just ban all of them. Okay, but this dog had already killed someone else's dog before, and they let the dog live. Then it went on to attack this boy.
The female grabbed him by the neck and just locked on around him.
In December, Stephanie Booth's 8-year-old dog Dexter was attacked by her neighbor's pit bull.
Okay, and she even had a Ring doorbell video footage of what happened.
In the house. Yeah, in the house.
Seen here in another...
You see what I mean? I can't deal with people like this. Just a pit bull roaming around. I think I did show this video right here. Now you see, I'm going to fence my house off before I move into it. Because if I don't, I'm going to end up killing somebody's dog. And that's going to open the door for me killing somebody. Because that goofy nutter probably pull out a gun themselves. And then I have to put them down.
Another incident from a neighbor's doorbell camera.
They pushed their way through my gate. It just unlatched.
2 of the neighbor's dogs broke through the locked fence and pounced on her dog.
So they manipulated restraints and barriers. But look at how pathetic of a fence that is. My fence not going to be like that. My fence going to be 10 feet tall. 10 feet tall. And I'm going to have also probably an electric fence. I'm going to have 2 fences. It's going to be fenced off twice. Dumb mutt get past the first one. Now it's about to get electrocuted. You see, I'm going to have a electric fence on the inside. That way goofballs won't walk by and just shock themselves. Stupid mutt start biting on the fence and get electrocuted. But I really won't care. If that happens, shouldn't be biting on my fence. So your dumb mutt breaks loose and it gets past that first fence, you're going to come and find your dog fried between 2 fences, right? And barbecue that worthless mutt, and I'm not touching it. You want the carcass, you're going to have to get it out yourself. Now look at the lawn. Look at the condition of the earth. Y'all tell me what other creature destroys the earth like this. And understand, these mutants are not simply killing grass. That is not all that you're seeing here. All these spots where the grass is missing is dog urine. Those worthless mutants also kill the soil. You can't even plant more vegetables there. What other animal kills the planet like this? These things literally kill our earth.
He says
He got shaken until he stopped making noise.
Stop. She talking like she lost a child. Stop it. You know how goofy and cringe that is?
Once that happened, he went limp.
Booth rushed him to a 24-hour emergency vet where the doctor tried to save him.
She laid him down on the table, and about 2 minutes later, his heart started racing.
Your heart is racing unnecessarily. What is wrong with these dog lovers? Forming attachments with dogs, with creatures that will die after about 10, 15 years. You just want to endure that unnecessary heartache over and over, over and over, over and over. And until the thing dies, all it is a drain on your resources. Nothing intelligent about that. This is not smart. You see, intelligence has not been celebrated enough. That's why people don't respect intelligence.
Blood started pouring out of his mouth. She checked his heart, and it was slowly going down, and she said, I don't think he's gonna make it. So I had to
Oh my God. Look, why would you even want to be so attached to a flipping dog? Where you gonna boo-hoo and cry if it die? It's so pathetic seeing people cry over something so worthless. something that has no value whatsoever, something that if you remove them, our planet, everything will be cleaner, healthier, and peaceful. Stop it. What a waste of energy. That's what it boils down to, a waste of energy.
Decision right then to put him down.
One of those dogs also attacked a child in the neighborhood this past Friday. A 12-year-old boy has severe injuries.
He has over 200 staples in his face.
Over 200 staples in his face. How do you get 200 staples? How does 200 staples even fit on your face? Those staples that they use for human flesh, if I'm not mistaken, they're bigger than like paper staples. 200 staples?
His skull got ripped open.
He was scalped. Y'all, focus on how often this happens. This is routine for the child to get scalped. Dogs usually go after their face, and it's very easy for a dog's tooth to penetrate their flesh on their head. But then the tooth runs into resistance, the skull. And from that point, the tooth just rides in between the flesh and the skull. And the boy or girl is now being scalped. Quite often, their scalp will be ripped completely off, exposing their skull.
The boy had to undergo 9 hours of surgery at CHIO.
When I saw his face.
Look at the severity of the injuries. It matters, even in a court of law. You know, I should be able to go in front of the Supreme Court and put forth an argument to get all large dogs banned. We have more than enough proof, more than enough evidence, more than enough science, statistics, expert opinion, while the dog lovers have none of that. They don't have no science on their side, no statistics on their side, no expert opinion on their side, none whatsoever. Like how? How did we get to this point where these things are legal and stuff like this happening over and over, and they're saying, oh, it's just an accident. Oh, it's just an accident.
His skull got ripped open.
The boy had to undergo 9 hours of surgery at CHIO.
When I saw his face, like, it shattered me. I couldn't even believe that anybody could go through that. And he's so strong. And his face is going to be scarred for the rest of his life.
We have taken possession of the animal. It was surrendered to us by the owner.
Now, this is what I don't like. How law enforcement officers, politicians, and so forth, they try to act as if putting down that particular dog is justice. No, it's not. That's just a late, ineffective, knee-jerk reaction that's not efficient. It does nothing to prevent future attacks. In fact, while you're euthanizing this dog, there are other kids being attacked by the same dog and other breeds of dog. See, that's where this gets dumb. That's where, I lose patience. It's like, look, man, why would you euthanize individual dogs when dogs are all over the country attacking people? 14,000 dog bites per day. Some 2,000 people in the emergency room in America, in the United States alone, every single day. Stop making it a business to euthanize these stupid mutts. Just go through, wipe them all out, and we can use the money that you euthanize these mutts with and that you fund these shelters with. Use that money for us. Wasting our resources on these worthless mutants, you goofballs. How primitive, man. This is embarrassing.
Bylaw is now in the process of euthanizing one of the dogs, but the dog involved in Dexter's attack remains in the home.
The previous incident in December resulted in the owner of the animal refusing to surrender the dog to us.
So after that dog killed that lady's dog, he refused to surrender it.
City is going to court to try and seize the dog.
That shouldn't even be possible. It shouldn't even be possible for them to still be. Why wasn't the police over there? What do you mean? What is this? Is this animal control? It's like, what are you talking about? Refused? I didn't know you had to go get permission. Wow. Wow. So the laws surrounding dogs, the laws that govern this dog culture, are dangerously lax. I mean, if you have laws that simply allows people to own them, then those laws are dangerous. And they're pretty much, they're like put in place to endanger people, endanger the public. I just don't understand how we could tolerate dangerous communities for this long, for as long as we have. And they're still just as dangerous, and in fact getting more dangerous, because they're not implementing pit bull bans around the country or around the world, or they are around the world. Here in the United States, they're removing them. Removing pit bull bans. There's a few areas where the ban was challenged, but the ban held up. But you don't see different areas of the country here in the United States where bans are being put into place. And that's exactly what needs to happen. And it should not just be bully breeds that get banned. But since bully breeds have so much momentum, right, count me in. I'm gonna help. So this boy was 12 years old, and he was in the process of being tortured by someone's dog. Now look at this. The city of Ottawa bylaw department issued charges, including failing to prevent an unprovoked dog attack. Y'all see that? Failing to prevent an unprovoked dog attack. Now, are you telling me this is like a law? This is one of the charges? That's what it says. Ottawa bylaw department issued charges. Wow, that's an actual charge? Failing to prevent an unprovoked dog attack? So unprovoked dog attacks is actually structured into the laws? So you know full well. Y'all know full well that these things attack unprovoked. So these dog trainers, what they're doing is they're trying to train people to prevent an unprovoked dog attack. They know full well these things attack for no reason whatsoever. And they accidentally admit to it all the time. It's just hard for most people to catch the admissions. So they were charged with failing to prevent an unprovoked dog attack. They were charged with failing to register a dog and having more than 3 dogs over the age of 5 months in one home. Wow. Wow. Now, I think there was exactly 3. Was it 3? 3 or 4? Sounds like they had 4. One of the incidents was so severe, the owner is scheduled to appear in court where a judge will determine the appropriate fine. One of the dogs has been surrendered and will be euthanized. Bylaw said the dogs are a mixed breed. Now, we all know that means they were bully breeds. They were bully breeds. Code language. Neighbors say the dogs each look like a pit bull breed. There you go. There you go. We knew that already. We are the experts. We're the dog experts. Who are you talking to? Thank you very much. Jason Proulx says one of them attacked his son Tyson last week. 12-year-old, who is now home from the hospital recovering, was at a friend's house last night when he was reportedly attacked by a dog. Now, let me just say, I don't even need to know any more details of the story. I know this was unprovoked. You know, it truly is a myth. Provoked dog attacks are a true myth. Right? Shout out to everybody up in the house. Everybody's comments have popped up. Oh, yes. I'm feeling good this weekend. All the April birthdays. I forgot all about my birthdays. I've been so focused on ending this dog culture. I've been distracted. My birthday is in 4 days. April 25th will be my birthday. I'm getting up there in age. And for my birthday, I took 2 days off. Okay, so I will be here putting in work, even on my birthday. Right? Shout out to all the April birthdays out there. So, the 12-year-old who's now home from the hospital and recovering was at a friend's house, attacked by a dog. Around 9, his dad received a call from the parent telling him the boy was attacked, taken to the hospital. He remembers nurse asked him, "Are you prepared for what you're about to walk into?" They said that to the father. Now, how are you supposed to answer that question? Yeah, no. You won't know until he walks in there. And this is what I'm saying, people. If you have a toy, for example, that could injure a child so bad that you wouldn't even recognize your child, there's no way that toy would be legal. There's no way to rationalize the possession of that toy. No way. But with dogs, they are more dangerous than anything you can imagine. And yet, there are no regulation around them whatsoever. So, civilizations. One thing civilizations never stop doing is evolving. This civilization has to evolve just like all other civilizations. So what direction do you think it's going? There's only one direction to go, and that is to be more anti-dog. That's the future. There's no way around it. Because being anti-dog is also being intelligent. One of the most embarrassing things about this culture, this type of stories like this, is how embarrassing it is. Because we are far smart enough to prevent this from ever happening. It's like, what good is it to be intelligent if we don't demonstrate it? But you got a world full of people who get off on being unintelligent, on doing something that's stupid. Goofball nutter. You want to be defined by stupidity? Get out of here, man. We need our own island. You know what? Y'all don't want a dog island? Make an anti-dog island. What are y'all waiting for? Make an anti-dog island or jurisdiction. I bet you it becomes populated fast. As of right now, you have nowhere. This is like nowhere catering to this demographic of people. We're out here. We're everywhere. We're of all races, religions, nationalities. People everywhere on this planet hate dogs, don't want to be around them. And the next best thing to heaven is to be in a neighborhood where there are no dogs whatsoever. I would walk through that neighborhood every day. So our freedoms are taken away from us. And even if we do decide to walk or whatever, we have to stay armed and treat it like a battlefield, because that's exactly what it is. Dog lovers get on my nerves so much with their phrase. I was going to make a live stream about this. How they say, my dog doesn't bite. My dog doesn't bite. Young people, I want y'all to really stay mindful of this. Nobody, no dog owner knows for a fact that their dog won't bite you. None of them. They don't even know for a fact that their dog won't bite them. So they definitely cannot assure you that you're safe. The only thing they know is that that dog has not personally attacked them yet. You're dealing with a goofball who just likes to pretend like they know far more than they do. That's a display of arrogance. Anybody, any nutter who says their dog don't bite, that's arrogance. Like, who do you think you're talking to? You think I'm dumb enough to believe that you know for a fact your dog won't bite me? Get out of here, man. So frustrating. We are capable of far more than we demonstrate right now. That is frustrating to me. His son had lacerations across his face and scalp and puncture wounds all over his body. Doctors told him there was also damage to his son's spine and lungs. There was damage to the boy's spine. Wow. That could have paralyzed him. That could have really messed him up. Taking an injury to your spinal cord? I thought I was about to lose my son, father said. Tyson Proulx on the right, the boy's father, and Tyson Proulx is the boy, his son. Photo taken before the dog attack. Yeah, he'll have scars for the rest of his life. 12-year-old underwent 7 hours of surgery. It involved both facial reconstruction and numerous blood transfusions. Again, it would be different if a population of children had dangerous toys that only scratched them or gave them a light bruise. But even those would be banned. Dogs destroy in a manner that not even we can. Like, you give a person a knife, they are not going to do as much damage as no dog. These things are built, they are designed for maximum damage. And that should contribute to why they should be banned. Banned. There's no argument. Hey, where you nutters at, man? All you pit advocates, nutters. You always talking smack on your goofy social media like you know so much and you're so right. How come y'all don't ever challenge me, man? Why don't y'all ever challenge us? Every time I have a chance and I'm listening to another content creator, I check their comment section to see if there's some anti-dog comments. I don't see y'all nowhere. Right? Shout out to all the content creators. Be sure check the home page of my channel. Scroll down and look at the suggested channels. There are several anti-dog channels here on YouTube. Yeah, I want to hear from you. Y'all got all this education and whatnot. I'm up here calling y'all out video after video, and I don't hear nothing from you. You do know I'm going to accept that as me being right, you being wrong. Your silence, that's a response too. So here's the lady. Her dog was attacked. That was the lady from the video. This is inexcusable. For you not to respond to something like this properly, and actually knowingly leave the environment such that this same thing could happen again, that's irresponsible. Irresponsible. All owners of at least large dogs should be ordered to surrender them, and they should all be euthanized. Now, this boy was 11 years old, and he saved his sister's young friend. Okay, what is this? Hey, what is? Okay, this is an old story. Sorry about that. I thought this was a recent story. That was an old story. This is another report on that case. Okay, what are we doing here? Bylaw response question after pit bull attack. See, now they're calling it a pit bull. That's why I say you cannot just ban pit bulls. You got to ban all bully breeds. And, you know, anything less is you're being pro-dog. They're questioning the response because that same dog, they're saying, should have been confiscated when it attacked the small dog. But the thing is, they have laws in place where people can still keep their dog. So what difference does it make? What difference does it make? Some dogs, you know, they can attack a person. It's deemed dangerous. Oh, now all the owner has to do is get a tall fence, keep it on the leash, right? Have a muzzle when they go outside. Give them a bunch of rules and guidelines that they don't have to follow. So the community is still just as dangerous as it was before the dog was deemed dangerous. Viewer discretion advised. I want to give y'all an example of the type of community and environment that is created by these dog lovers. These people ruin communities. They ruin neighborhoods. They are one of the biggest menace to society. Easy. Viewer discretion advised, because this brother right here, he uses some strong language, and I don't blame him. And it's unfortunate that you have to deal with these people like this. Is the only thing they understand. The only thing they understand is aggression. I know this might sound crazy, but I strongly suspect that dog lovers become more and more like a dog themselves. The longer they're living with them and exchanging body fluids with them, these people, you can regress. I believe we can regress. And it's all about what we entertain. We should not entertain a savage caveman lifestyle. Right? This is not popping. Now check this out. What I do with the thing? Viewer discretion advised. My man uses some strong language, but he's not playing no games. And I want y'all to notice how cowardly this worthless mutt is. YouTube Shorts, how come you can't go full screen with them? That's too bad. I wish I could go full screen. Can I expand it? Okay, hopefully y'all can see this, because I can expand it. Okay, it should be a lot bigger. Check this out.
Get your ass up. Come on, bitch. Come on. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here. Fuck you think this is? Hey man, y'all need to tie that goddamn dog up, man. You think I'm fucking playing
Okay, so this brother was not playing no games. He was prepared to put in work. Okay? He might have been carrying a few extra pounds, but he managed it well. Grabbed him a weapon and stood his ground. And you see that cowardly mutt. You know, it did not bother this man. He didn't even have to swing. All he did was raise his voice. All he did was hold his ground and shout. Because you see all that lunging that the dog is doing? It's trying to see if the man reacts to it. Dogs truly are, they're cowardly. They're very cowardly, which is, you know, a trait of the devil, of demons. They test you first because they're not really that brave. They're not really that crazy. You see, this dog started running already. Right now, it ran out. He pulled out the stick. It jumped back. All that lunging is trying to get him to run. Dogs like to attack when you yourself are in retreat. They prefer to attack targets that don't want any problems, that are scared, terrified. Another big reason why they should be banned. Predatory aggression. They even teach you this, that they have an instinct to chase something that moves, that's moving, because usually something that's moving fast is trying to get away from the dog. And if the dog is chasing you, well, it doesn't have to worry about getting bit, right? Your mouth, your teeth are at the front. So they prefer you to run. That way they can bite you from behind. Worthless, cowardly, good-for-nothing mutants that should be wiped clean from the face of the earth. Right, shout out to this guy for holding his ground. And I would be in full support of him whacking that mutt across the face had it attacked him. Had it gotten any closer, I would fully co-sign 110%, taking a few swings at that mutt's face. Go ahead and share a link to that wonderful short. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to do YouTube shorts. I saw some of the comments. Big shout out to everybody who leaves comments. And, you know, people have been making this suggestion for a while that I make some shorts. And it's important, you know, because a lot of people prefer shorts. You know, a lot of people, they're exclusive. They don't want to watch nothing but a short video. And I have to go back and cater to that demographic. I used to make a lot of short videos. Like back in the day, my videos would be like 10 minutes long or something like that. Go to my channel and look at the old videos. A lot of them are real short. This is the era of short attention spans. So I'll go ahead and cater to that demographic. Don't worry. I can fit in a lot of information in a short period of time. If I know I'm working with a, you know, limited amount of time, I know how to squeeze that information in there. You know, see, y'all hear me on these live streams. Excuse me. Y'all hear me on these live streams. I take my time a lot of time when I'm talking because I'm live. You know, I'm just talking to you freestyle. It's not scripted. But if I'm making a short, it will be scripted. And I'll run through it real fast. I need to jump on that. That's the responsible thing to do. To jump on that. I reported on a bobcat attacking a boy. And somebody left a comment saying that they think that bobcat actually did try to attack the boy. Maybe it did. And if that's the case, bobcat should be killed too. You know? And you should exterminate bobcats too. If bobcats are attacking kids, attacking people, yeah, they need to be got rid of. That's what this is all about. This is all about, look, I'm not going to bother you. You don't bother me. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to come into this world, but neither did you. We're obviously forced to share the same planet. Don't bother me. I won't bother you. If when I go outside, you're attacking me, your kind, so a specific animal group attacking people, get rid of them. That's the natural way to do things. That's just part of nature. If you're the more powerful organism or breed or group, and another group or species threatens your life, your well-being, you wipe them out. This is literally a part of nature. Animals drive other animals and living beings into extinction all the time. It's a part of nature. I want that to, be clear in everybody's head. Exterminating dogs is a part of nature. Ain't nothing evil about it. The evil is keeping them in existence. And I don't need to go over the many ways that it's evil. You all know. You wipe these worthless mutants out. Look at how many people you save. Look at how many lives you save. Look at how many people are no longer being torn to shreds, injured, requiring stitches, getting their face rearranged. Now, what is this? Is something else I saved. I think this is a recent story. Yeah, this was posted a day ago. Took place in Portland. I haven't listened to this, so I pulled it up. Let's listen to it together.
The dog and its owner, Jesse Miller, who is homeless, were found shortly after this all happened. The dog was then placed under a 10-day quarantine with the owner's mother. But we just found out Animal Services is now looking for Miller and the dog after he took it from his mother's house without permission.
Yeah, so if you look at my legs, it basically looks like someone took a screwdriver and stabbed them about 25 times.
Cheryl Wakerhauser is recounting what she calls a living nightmare. An unleashed
Yeah. The dogs, their teeth, they literally put holes in your body.
Dog she says belongs to a homeless person ran up to her.
Why and how can people be homeless and a dog owner? If you're homeless, any amount of money you get needs to be for food for you. A homeless person with a dog, people, I don't believe they're homeless. You're getting resources from somewhere. Yeah, a lot of these people, they use the dog to get resources. They understand dog lovers are probably more likely to give them money and whatnot if they have a dog with them. I saw this bum right here in town with a dog. You know how they will write something on a big piece of cardboard? This bum actually wrote, "My dog needs food." Yeah, my dog needs food. Because they know that increased the chances somebody will give them money. Because they care more about dogs than they do people.
Grabbed her leg, threw her to the ground, and bit her over and over again, as she describes, like a piece of meat.
First started happening, I didn't really know what was happening. Like I said, my hat came over my eyes, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And then I saw the dog, and I'm on the ground. And then I was like, I just started yelling for help, help, can anybody, somebody please help me. But
Wakerhauser says this happened around 9:15 Monday morning near Southeast Hawthorne and 45th, in front of this fenced-up vacant building. She says the attack was completely unprovoked.
Oh. You see what I mean? Where are they getting this information? Where are these behaviorists? Where are these dog trainers? Where are these veterinarians? Where are y'all getting your information that's saying that these attacks are always provoked? No attack comes out of the blue. Where are you getting that? How are you reaching that conclusion? Based on what information? Share your database. Because over here, where we actually talk about the dog attacks, they're unprovoked, all of them. Okay? You got to understand, a lot of these laws are built based on the assumption that attacks are unprovoked. Yeah, that needs to stop, man. This is crazy.
Completely unprovoked.
I feel like it was dragging my leg this way.
Okay,
like
y'all
leg.
gotta explain this. You gotta explain this. Yeah, they still haven't explained these types of attacks.
But like one leg to the other leg to the other leg to the arm, and then basically I was like holding my leg up in its face while I was waiting for someone to hopefully see and stop.
She says this went on until a passing driver started honking their horn. That's when the dog owner walked.
Now, I can almost guarantee you more than one person saw her being attacked. And that those people kept driving. They kept walking. They saw her from across the street getting attacked, and they stayed in their home, in their building, wherever they were. Like, oh, you're on your own. Because if I help you, those dogs might try to attack me. Okay? And then 2 people will be mutilated instead of just 1. So if I just don't help you, we only have 1 casualty. You see? These things are that dangerous, where people don't even want to help you if they see you under attack. Yet they tell us adult supervision is sufficient. Here's another adult right here getting mutilated.
Walked past and left her, bleeding on the sidewalk.
And he just said, "It's not my dog." And then he walks away, not even asking if I...
So this guy took the dog and said, "It's not my dog," and just kept going.
That's when the dog owner walked past and left her, bleeding on the sidewalk.
And he just said, "It's not my dog." And then he walks away, not even asking if I'm okay, if he can do anything.
Police showed up and grabbed the...
You see how he reacted? Didn't ask her nothing. The way that he reacted is encouraged by the dog culture. The way that they minimize the safety hazard that dogs present, the way they minimize how dangerous dogs are. Oh, it's just a dog, xenophobia. Everything contributes to these people reacting to dog attacks. Oh, it's no big deal. Like nothing happened. This is a problem, man. It's this goofy culture that causes people to do this. It's behind the dogs being there, period. You out walking multiple dogs.
Hey, if he can do anything.
Police showed up and grabbed the dog and turned it over to Multnomah County Animal Services. Wakerhauser was taken to the hospital with over 35 punctured wounds. 24 hours later, she took to Instagram.
Oh boy. As you can see, they don't want you to see what these things do to you.
Showing this photo and the story behind what happened, demanding change in Portland. Her post.
What kind of change? Now this is her post. Okay, check this out.
Reads in part, quote, "The homeless crisis in this city is out of control. This is not just about eyesore camps and trash. More importantly, it's about public safety, mental health, peace of mind, and quality of life for all of us, all, the housed and unhoused." And
now, wait a minute. The homeless crisis is out of control? No, the dogs are out of control. The dog culture is out of control. Look at how she sidestepped directly attacking dogs. Why? Why? It's the dog propaganda. Everyone has it in their heart. Thou shalt not speak against dogs, even if they attack me. She's walking on eggshells even after being attacked. She made this post while her wounds were still fresh. And you're not infuriated enough to directly talk about dogs? This is pathetic. That is why I knew years ago that this channel would work. I knew it would resonate with people because there's really no space for anti-dog people anywhere. We can't do that, man. As passionate as we are about being anti-dog, you have to trust that there are other people in the world exactly like you. I made this channel knowing there was a bunch of people just like me. Huh? I know people.
In Portland. Her post reads in part, quote, "The homeless crisis in this city is out of control. This is not just about eyesore camps who help scare the dog away."
And her name is Monica. So Monica, if you're out there, Monica from 52nd, thank you. Because I don't know how long it would have gone on or what would have happened.
Hey, you could have been killed. You know what would have happened. You know what could have happened.
And the county says generally when this happens, the dog will be placed under a quarantine to determine how dangerous they are, if they have rabies, and whether the...
A quarantine to determine how dangerous they are. This dog just left her with 35 puncture wounds. Unprovoked attack. And y'all need to conduct a test to see how dangerous it is? This is what I'm talking about, man. No goofy investigation. We know how dangerous dogs are. Stop with this investigation. That's part of the crime. The way they respond. Obviously. These things shouldn't be here anyways. Okay, so any type of response is inadequate. 4 dogs involved in attack on toddler to be put down. Here you go again, have another case of dogs being put down. They're constantly nonstop putting dogs down for attacking people. You know, you putting all these dogs down, euthanizing all of these dogs, that works in our favor. Okay? That helps the argument that they should not be legal to own. What kind of sense that make? Spending all this money euthanizing them. Why don't you just stop allowing people to possess them? You know you're going to have to euthanize all of them anyways. The ones you don't euthanize, they're still worthless, drain on our resources and polluting vital elements of life, air and water.
A 3-year-old girl rushed to hospital with serious head and neck injuries. Mauled.
Now, another reason these things should be illegal to own. Every single time, young people, I want y'all to hear this. Even if you're 12 years old, virtually every time a child is attacked, they're attacked in their flipping face. And they're always trying to encourage their kids to put their face in the dog's face. Y'all got all these billboards, all these images everywhere of kids with their face in a dog's face. This is what they're trying to have happen to you. Your face to be mutilated.
Rushed to hospital with serious head and neck injuries. Mauled by a dog believed to be owned by her grandmother.
Beside herself, but she, as anyone would be if this happened to them.
Emergency services called to the Yattler home just before 5:30 yesterday evening.
It was more a fight situation and the girl got in the middle of it.
What? Wait, what did he say?
It was more a plex situation and...
It was more a plex situation. I didn't get that.
It's called to the Yattler home just before 5:30 yesterday evening.
It was more a plex situation and the girl got in the middle of it.
4 dogs taken away, described...
Man, that 3-year-old girl ain't get in the middle of nothing. I don't like the way that sounds. What are you trying to say? What are you suggesting? She got involved in something, somehow provoked The attack? Get out of
Not
here.
by Gold Coast City Council as German Shepherd and Mastiff breeds. Council confirming complaints had been made about dogs at the home, saying officers had visited the property on several occasions and patrolled the area regularly.
Very, very aggressive. They rush at the fence and growl, and you feel like there's a pack.
And this is the neighbor. Now, what he just articulated was unprovoked attacks. I mean, can we get one story where an attack was actually provoked?
If they got out, you wouldn't stand a chance.
It was one of 3 dog attacks reported last night alone. A preteen boy also bitten on the head at a Shayla Park home, while a woman in her 30s was taken to Townsville Hospital with a leg injury.
Now, y'all remember, I think I talked about this already. This was in Queensland. This is a more thorough report, okay? And stuff is still crazy over there in Queensland. Well, it's crazy everywhere, as we all know. Dog attacks are on the rise everywhere because nuttery is on the rise. I really don't know how, okay? Because this anti-dog movement is popping, and it's going to grow fast. Over the next 10 years, people, we will be deep.
It comes just
on social media and everywhere, okay? And that is when we'll start to see some changes. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, people.
days after 6-year-old Laquana Chapman Palmer underwent surgery after a vicious mauling in Woodridge.
It just makes me sick to see these things. You know, I can leave YouTube right now, go to some other website, and I see these mutants everywhere in photos and videos and movies, projecting these things as man's best friend. Get out of here. These things are such a burden on human beings.
After a vicious mauling in Woodridge.
I understand the community concern about this. We have now seen more and more of these dog attacks.
Dog behaviourist Joe Brooks specialises in socialisation.
Oh, shut up. Here go this woman again. Now, I think I showed this exact interview.
And it has more than 17 years experience in dog training and psychology.
People, if you're single and you want a partner, a mate, I feel sorry for you. Because right now, today, there are more zoonotic diseases than ever. And there are more people who are literally being intimate with dogs than ever. It's more rampant now than ever. Just like with a lot of things. Because the ability to influence and encourage others is a lot easier with social media. I mean, a lot easier. A lot of things that people do behind closed doors in the privacy of their own home, without the internet, without social media, you don't know what's going on. And you might think that you're one of the only people in the world engaged in this lifestyle. Well, if you can hop on the internet and you see thousands of other people doing the same thing, you're going to get comfortable in what you're doing. You're going to, all the guilt will fly right out the window. Any type of filth involved is going to go away. You're going to become numb to your evil, disgusting lifestyle. So right now, it's worse than it has ever been. People from the privacy of their own home can glorify and allow themselves to be motivated by images and videos of people doing things with dogs. If you catch my drift, doing things with dogs. I remember an old girlfriend of mine from around 2004. She revealed to me, I don't think she did it intentionally, but she basically confessed that she watches adult entertainment videos that involve dogs or animals. I won't say dogs, animals. Some people, they have this curiosity, then they go on the internet, go watch it, and they keep watching, until they get over the shock and the filth and the abnormalness of it. Then they start to get into it. That's why I say I believe today there are more people involved, I mean seriously involved with dogs than ever. You don't want to lay up with a person like that. You don't. So this is sad. You got a bunch of people in the world now, they're not really into people. They're into dogs.
She says the spate of attacks is unsurprising.
It's actually been a progression that's been happening definitely over the past 3 years.
Said over the past 3 years. Dog attacks have been on the rise over the past 3 decades. What are you talking about? Go 3 decades back to 1993. Between 93 and now, dog attacks have increased steadily year by year. In the world is she talking about? There's your expert. There's your dog expert. She said over the past 3 years. Okay, maybe she's only talking about the district she's in. But I can almost guarantee in 1993, what is this, Queensland? Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it is right now.
Been a progression that's been happening definitely over the past 3 years.
Blaming misinformation from unqualified trainers and the impacts of COVID-19.
All these dogs were kept in and they weren't, one, exposed to the world.
They were not exposed to the world? What? What type of excuse is that? Why would anything attack other living things simply because they haven't been outside? Huh? They make up anything and just throw it out there as an excuse. Wasn't exposed to the world. Okay, I hear you. And look, I'm forced to have a dialogue with these nutters the way that I am now because they refuse to have a real dialogue. So I got to catch them when they're making statements like this. Dog attacks because it wasn't exposed to the world? What's in the world? They're supposed to calm it down. Oh, the sight of other living things? So they basically say the dog has to see other living things and not be able to attack them, even though it wants to attack them. Okay? And they have to see other living creatures and not be able to attack them constantly so that they won't attack people which does not even work. Dogs that attack people, they have also been exposed to the world. How do you explain that? That COVID lockdown was in 2020. Dog attacks are still on the rise, and these dogs have been exposed to the world. How do you explain those attacks? That's why this is not a real profession. These so-called experts are all fraudulent.
And the impacts of COVID-19.
All these dogs were kept in and they weren't, one, exposed to the world, the sights, the sounds, the smells of the world, and also with other dogs to help raise them.
To help raise them? Nothing, literally nothing else needs to be exposed to other living things so that they don't attack other living things. If you have a creature like that and it's deadly, trust me, God wants you to kill it. God would have killed every dog on this planet if it weren't for you nutters keeping them alive, protecting dogs from God, from nature. Okay? That's why I got so much confidence, you see. You nutters, you can't send me on no guilt trip. And y'all understand that because I fully believe that I got nature's blessing, God's blessing. Y'all know it. I truly feel like God is on my side. Nature's on my side and is against dogs and against you. God don't want you exposing your kids to danger. God don't want you bringing predators around your young. What do you think God gave you a brain for? That's what really infuriates me. Whether you believe in God or not, we've been blessed with a very powerful brain. How dare you not use it? You are a disgrace. All of you, you're a disgrace to this universe. You don't deserve to exist in this universe. You being that much of a disgrace. No, we're going to evolve humanity. With or without you, nutters. There's too much improvement that needs to be made.
One, exposed to the world, the sights, the sounds, the smells of the world, and also with other dogs to help raise them. I can nearly promise you there would have been so many signs.
The Premier pushing a task force set up by Agriculture Minister Mark Furner in 2021.
Did she say there would have been so many signs? Y'all say that all the time.
And also with other dogs to help raise them. I can nearly promise you there would have been so many signs.
How long have y'all been saying that? After each attack, there's always some goofy so-called expert nutter somewhere saying that there were probably a bunch of signs. Y'all been saying that for decades. Yet nobody in the real world has ever seen all these signs that you talk about, these magical signs you talk about, and actually prevent a dog attack. It never happens. And after each attack, you never hear people talking about, I saw the signs. I just couldn't make it over there in time. Nobody's sitting around staring at dogs nonstop. Such a goofy culture, man.
The Premier pushing a task force set up by Agriculture Minister Mark Furner in 2021 to urgently review laws around dangerous dogs.
I've asked the Minister to personally chair this task force meeting next week. Honestly, there needs to be stronger measures taken. I want action taken before the end of this month.
What you gonna do? If you're not removing these things from society, then whatever you're talking about, it's not gonna work. Trying to come up with no protocol that does not involve removing these things from the community, that's the one and only solution. You're already trying everything else right now. Dumb laws and all these stupid regulations, they still don't work.
I want action taken before the end of this month.
Straight to Claire Todd-Hunter now at the Queensland Children's Hospital. Claire, how is that little girl doing tonight?
Shut up. I don't want to hear y'all talk about how that little girl is doing, because all you're doing is trying to pretend like you care. No thanks. I don't want to hear you nutters pretending to care about a 3-year-old who was torn apart. So yeah, this was in Queensland, one of those many attacks that took place in Queensland. It's pretty crazy over there in Australia. Somebody else mentioned that too, how bad it is in Australia. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Somebody else left a comment and said that over 90% of pit bull apologists and advocates are white women. And if that's true, that's significant. And that's something to be mindful of. If you know, the more you know about the demographic of nutters, the better. That way you can better formulate your objections. You know, better formulate your anti-dog rhetoric. Now, I know there are a whole lot of women who love bully breeds. I've got family members who've owned bully breeds. And there seems to be a number of women who look at dogs, bully breeds, as a alternate husband or lover, protector. Right? You view dogs as some type of substitute companion. something that will protect you. Okay? But all you do is make an idiot out of yourself. That's all you do. Because like I said, you're home alone with a pit bull. You're putting your life in the pit bull's hands. That's beyond dumb. Beyond dumb. Now I pulled this up because I have not checked the pit bull articles, pit bull stories. What in the world? Oh my goodness. Y'all want to see a nutter in action? That headline got me. I'm sorry. The headline got me. Oh boy.
4 signs that your dog is happy. A happy dog will roll on their back and expose their belly to you. This is a sign that they are happy and trusting of you. In fact, a dog that initiates physical contact, such as bumping up against you, putting their head in your hand, or pawing at you, is expressing their happiness and their desire to be with you. Zoomies are short bursts of energy your dog just can't seem to control. Researchers have found only happy, healthy dogs get the zoomies. So if your dog is doing the zoomies, then you are doing everything right.
What? That does not mean you'll never be attacked. If you see your dog running, it's safe, it will never attack you. What are you talking about? Boy, leave it to the nutters.
Healthy, happy adult dogs usually sleep for up to 16 hours a day.
Okay. This is supposed to be about the possibility of this thing being dangerous. That's what the headline reads. I own a rescue pit bull that people think is dangerous, but I know the 4 signs that prove it's happy. She hasn't named anything yet that will actually prove that this thing is safe. This thing can still maul you. What are you talking about? Goofball.
If your dog is not sleeping that much, this could be a sign of stress.
So if your dog sleeps a lot, it's safe? What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about, man. We got to stop encouraging this type of stupidity. This is dumb. What she's saying is just not true. It makes no sense whatsoever. So just don't say it. Shut up. Lord, you have to stop practicing stupidity. You're going to eventually just be stupid and dumb the longer you keep doing that. Under no circumstances, you cannot support this type of mentality. Sun, thesun.uk.co.uk. Stop publishing stupid articles like this.
When a dog is happy, their eyes will be a normal, soft shape. Their gaze will be relaxed and gentle, and they will blink often.
So nasty.
That you're
so nasty. But most importantly, your dog can do all of the things she mentioned and maul you or maul your child the very next day. So you're on the wrong side of the fence. This is a shameful, embarrassing culture where you put yourself in a vulnerable position to be criticized, mocked, and made fun of. Okay? This next level idiocy right here. You know, some people are very good. Some people are very good at cracking jokes on others. You don't want an anti-dog person to also be very good at creating jokes. Okay? Dog nutters, I'm telling you now, this information get into the hands of the wrong person and you find yourself in some type of roasting debate with them, they're going to light you up. There's not going to be anything that you can say to make yourself sound intelligent, to sound like a clean person. You're going to get torched until you either bow out or escape. You're going to have to retreat. And young people are not going to want to put themselves in a position like this. They're not going to want to be vulnerable. See, we're going to need some viral roasting sessions where dog lovers are being mercilessly roasted for their dumb, nasty lifestyle. Okay, so I'm telling you now, don't do this to yourself. You want a pet, you better go get something else. You get a dog, one of us gonna find you. It's not gonna be pretty. What in the world? Thursday in Portland, local woman says she was attacked by a homeless person's unleashed dog. So yeah, this is about that same story. Boy, 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 a homeless person with a pit bull. Do you really believe they're homeless? A lot of times I think these homeless people are just hustlers. They're out there with a sign, they're looking dirty and dingy, begging for money. Then at the end of the day, they go into their nice home, their upscale home in the suburbs somewhere. And this is nothing but their little hustle. Right? So not much pit bull news. Waco man accused of killing estranged wife's dogs pleads guilty as judge to place him on deferred probation. Say what now, partner? Leave it to Waco, Texas. Killed his estranged wife's dogs. I'm sorry, that was interesting. I gotta check this out. Anybody just up and kill a bunch of dogs, I'm gonna read that story. Look at this. A Waco man who killed his estranged wife, 2 dogs, and laid their bodies in her workplace parking space. Oh boy. Now I'm concerned about this man. How's he doing? You got to reach out to people like that. You got to check on them. What's going on? Let's talk about it. This sounds like a man who wanted to talk about his problems. But all she wanted to do was talk about dogs. He killed the dogs and laid their bodies in her workplace parking space. How about that? So soon as she got to work, she saw her 2 dead dogs. How creative of a hit. Okay? It sounds like the dogs drove this man crazy. Who knows what happened? The dogs could have scared or startled this man. Maybe the dogs tried to attack him. Maybe he was nervous. Okay? We don't know. This was a 63-year-old man. He pleaded guilty. He's going to be sentenced June 15th. I'm going to tune into that. Faced up to 10 years in prison on 3rd-degree felonies. Also was charged with stalking a felony, and terroristic threat, a misdemeanor. In the incident, prosecutors did not pursue the stalking charge, and the misdemeanor count remains pending. Officers also spoke with a witness who reported she and her husband had discovered the dogs while taking her daughter to school. They noted that both dogs had been stabbed and shot several times in the chest, neck, and flank before their bodies were laid out in a display manner in her parking space. Now that is interesting. That sounds like a person who was fed up with the dogs. And this goes back to what we talk about all the time, how dogs come in between the relationship between humans. Y'all notice how other animals, they don't allow that to happen. They don't allow people to come between their relationship with each other. They don't even tolerate our presence or the presence of anything else. And that's how it's supposed to be. Supposed to drive foreigners out. Foreign as in a whole different species. That's just nature. Okay, you don't find deer cooped up in some territory with lions and tigers. Okay, they're enemies, mortal enemies. Nature made them enemies. Just like nature made dogs the enemies of humans. In fact, nature didn't make dogs at all. All the more reason why they should be exterminated. It's real simple. Okay, I know you had your arguments. Oh, that's not right. Okay. The most I could tolerate, the most I would say is that you must exterminate all dogs over X amount of pounds. All large dogs need to go. Just nothing to talk about or anything. They need to go. And until they are wiped from the face of the earth, there will be shame on all world governments. Shame on all of you. You will always be a country that is regressed, that is primitive, shameful, embarrassing, unevolved, probably worst of all, immoral, where you value dogs more than people, your kids, your parents, grandparents. You simply will not be a evolved human. I mean, it's so bad. You currently are not even a standard human. That's bad. And a standard human is nothing but a sane human being that functions just like all other living things in creation. You're not even at that level yet. Once you get to that level where, you know, all your intelligence and stuff is stripped, where you're just a basic person thrown into the world, once you're at that point, you will then be just like other living creatures, and you won't tolerate dogs in your territory, and you definitely will not be bringing predators inside your home. You won't bring nothing that's deadly, that can kill, that has an instinct to kill anywhere around you, right? And only at that point, and you're far from that point right now, nutters. But if you ever make it to that point, congratulations. Listen, I'll be happy. But just understand, you're just at the bare minimum. You're still at ground zero. Okay, dog nutter culture is beneath ground zero. Look at it like that. So we're struggling to get people back to normal. So we have a long way to go. I spend a lot of time thinking about human evolution and our capabilities. I believe some of the things that have been said over the years about people, that our brains are actually so powerful, we could actually communicate without even using language. But For us to simply use language places us far ahead of other living creatures. Other animals, other mammals don't communicate using language. Already we're far more complex than other creatures. But we possess the ability to actually communicate without even using language, using things like energies, signals, minds can sync, they say. We're capable of far too much to purposely regress ourselves, put barriers in front of our evolution. No, I can't co-sign with that. And I hope none of you co-sign with it. So let's hope this victim, this 12-year-old boy, recovers, right? Makes a full recovery. What did I do with that article? Right? Tyson Proulx, 12 years old. I will keep up with this story best I can, along with the other stories, the development of these stories. There's a lot for us to learn in the development of these stories, because it really starts to reveal how irresponsible we are for legalizing these worthless mutants. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this morning live stream. It is Friday, and again, I will be off. I won't go back to work until Wednesday. So I'm going to put in work, and thanks to everybody for an early birthday wishes. And I hope you all are back on the next live stream, which will be a lot sooner than later, as we continue with this crusade.